If you can move the room, you could probably move the universe. You want to be the one to steal the show. That's the truth. You want to be the one that everyone is looking at. You want to be the one that everyone is listening to and nodding. You want to be the person that no one can get out of their minds. Now that's the desire right there. Now I just came back from my very first hip hop battle dance show, and it was really cool to be in that space, in that room full of mostly dancers, I think. I was one of the very few people who doesn't dance. But as a complete non dancer, here's what I gathered about just owning the stage and the spotlight. So that's what I'm going to share with you today. What I learned about winning the crowd by watching these phenomenal dancers. And honestly, this works for any person in any situation. It doesn't matter if all you do is public speaking, or even if you're doing something like writing your own book and creating characters. If you're a content creator here on YouTube or any other social media platform, you want to own the stage, you want to capture people's attention, right? So even if you're a person who has a regular desk job where you basically meet either with clients or you just have teams that you have to collaborate with, your colleagues, this still applies. Take some notes on what I say and let me know if it actually resonates with you. So, as a complete non dancer, here are the dancers who actually truly won me over. The first one is the dancers who were really diverse in their movements because they weren't actually doing the same thing over and over and over. They had 45 seconds to really own the stage and show off their skills, right? And 45 seconds is actually quite a long time when it comes to our attention span as an audience member, or even if you're listening to someone. So be diverse. Like, really move through all the moves that you have. Okay, so for number two, I want you to actually listen to my full example because I am going to make it really relevant to you. So the best dancers I liked, they were not just moving according to the beat, but also in tandem with the lyrics. And I know that this may not always be possible because you may not know the lyrics to the songs when you're in this battle, right? But the DJ was awesome. Shout out to DJ Invoker. And he had these mashup songs. And even not being a hip hop head, I was able to recognize about 50% of them. So these being professional and amateur dancers, they should have probably known way more of those songs than I do, right? I just felt that the dancers who were just not just moving according to the beat and the rhythm, but also incorporating the lyrics into what like their gestures and their movements, they had my attention. Just that little bit more, it made the song more meaningful, more magical because they were owning the song in a way simply by assimilating the lyrics with their movements. Now, what's the lesson here for you and me? Since I'm guessing you're not a dancer, maybe you are, but I certainly am not. What I got from this is that we've got to read the room and read the audience, and then talk to the people and the room accordingly. So it's very important to have that discernment of who the audience is and what is the actual situation. And take ownership of the fact that you are there and you get to be you as you handle the situation and speak to the audience. Once again, audience doesn't mean a whole crowd of people, it could just mean one person. There's so much more confidence and charisma that can be added just by, taking ownership of it and being and moving according to you. So I'm going to move on to number three now. This is the last one. And that is be cheeky, be bold, and be daring. Do not have fear. My channel is called Love Powered Up, okay? I want love to be the center of our power. Kind of obvious. But yeah, the ones who were really playful, who got in the face of their opponents, they had this thing where it's like I don't know if all of us were, but I certainly was feeling like I was in tenterhooks, like, ooh, what's gonna happen? Is there gonna be a confrontation? But every single time it was actually like a very silly or like, falsely aggressive move, which was a very cool way to like elevate the tension almost. I'm not saying that you should do things to provoke people. I think that is probably not the best way to go about life. I certainly don't do that myself, and I would never advocate for that. But it is so important to be cheeky, I feel. To just be bold and daring and say what it is that you want to say in a way that makes sense. Just like when I saw these dancers and they were like being really bold and they were these songs, they were taking ownership of the songs, and they were dancing, they were getting the face of their opponents. It made me think like, ooh, what are they going to do next? You know, what's he going to do next? What's this chick going to do next? And it felt so enlivening and silly and rich. It was honestly really funny. So, coming to a conclusion here, overall, just moving with no fear, not being afraid to be creative and show a diverse range of moves, of movements, of words, of emotions, right? Getting the face of your opponent, facing off, showing off, being cheeky is what really grabbed me when it came to these dancers. And I feel like it's not just these dancers, the same characteristics that I saw in them that attracted me also exist in the characters that I really like. They also exist in the people and the celebrities I really like. The teachers I love had the same characteristics as well. Now that you've heard this from me, I want to know from you whether you feel like this can actually apply in your field, in what you do, in what you see other people around you do. Because let me give you one truth here, the truth of 2025 and beyond, I'm pretty sure. And that is this, that no matter where we are in life, no matter what it is that we're doing, we as human beings, we crave realness, authenticity. As a collective, we are so done with the polished BS. So please don't have fear as you are just being really real, bold, and audacious. Because that's when you get attention and you're able to actually keep it because people are intrigued by you more than what you're saying. And also, once you have the attention, play. You know, make it fun, innovate, but in a very real and authentic way, once again. Because the ones who were bold, is that correct English? The dancers I saw who were the boldest, right? Some of them didn't even have the best moves. It's just that it looked like they were having fun and they just looked really confident. And I think that came, I don't know if it's come naturally to a lot of them, but I think it's come through practice. It's come through just having this ownership of, you know what? I am a dancer and I'm here to battle. So when you're able to own who you are in the field you're in, or whatever it is that you want to do, even just interacting with friends, that is actually where the real magic happens. That is the moment when you become memorable, where you become charming. It's when you're fully owning who you are and you shine. If you can move the room, you could probably move the universe because it actually starts first with you moving yourself. So, how do you plan to move? Think about it and then take action. Take inspired action. My name is Nandini, and if you'd like to see more, please subscribe to my channel.